scene, so like a static scene or a model. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sculpt this, well, not sculpt it, but design this thing so that it looks flowing. But if you're trying to actually do, say, a piece of clothing that might be animated, you need to actually do it so that it's kind of in its initial position. I'll show you what I mean as we go along. So I'm going to get rid of the actual object here, but I want to keep the camera just so I can focus now and then with 0. Okay, good way that I find to start a piece of clothing personally is I get myself a Bezier in particular, and I just kind of set it up like this. So as you can see, my Bezier, it basically needs fixing because it's got this weird shape to it. In order to do that, I'm actually going to make sure that I press N and just make sure that this is kind of at here, so -1 on the X and then 0 everywhere else. I'm going to take this little handle here and I'm also going to set that to -1 and 0 just for now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slightly, but not too much, move it up to 0.2. I'm going to come across here and do exactly the same thing, make sure it's at 1. Grab my handle and again X1, 0.2. Oh, no, I need negative 0.2 it looks. Yeah, there we go. Just trying to make sure that I'm getting all of this in one place. So this needs to go down to Y.2. I'm just trying to make sure that everything is for press 7, basically making sure that this has a perfect curvature to it, because if I don't, then when I start building the actual piece of clothing, it will go kind of off and it won't look right. Okay, I'm going to select it all and then subdivide it so that I've got a back piece, and you can see at the moment it's at 0.15. I'm going to move that up to 1 for Y, and now I've got a nice curve going. If I want to change the the extremeness of that curve, I can stretch this. Really what I want is to make sure that these are at 1 and -1 respectively. It's just this way. I'm starting with a very nice smooth kind of curvature to everything, which is how I really want it. Okay, and now I've got this basic curve going on. Now what I can do again is I can take these and I can extrude them along Y. Now just going to pull them up a bit. Again, at the moment this is going to look quite excessive in its sizing. I don't really want to overdo it. If I kind of pull those to, I'm going to go for -0.6 and pull them out a bit. I'm going to it's the only thing now. I need to rotate. Let's see if I can actually mirror transform this to make my life easier. Oh, do you know what? I don't think I could be able to do that. What I need to do, so what I want to do basically is I just want to rotate that just gently around. Go for -30 on that one. And then I'm going to set X to -1. Oh no, not my X. I'm trying to remember which one I'm using now. It might be this one. Always get this part kind of confused. Yeah, actually what I need to do, let me just get this in the right place first. So if that's 0.6, that needs to be at -0.5 minus no 0.5 I think. Nope. Also, if I'm putting these in the right place, get confused too easily. So my -0.5 minus, so 1.05. It's the only thing I hate here is trying to get these just in the right position so that they're kind of following the same pattern. I'm going to scale that inwards a bit, but I don't want to do it too much. Fortunately, as you can see, I can't rotate them together. It doesn't work, which is quite frustrating. Right. From there, I've started getting the basic shape together. Now, this is by no means completed, but it just gives me something to start with. Now, from there, I'm going to go back into object mode with tab, and I'm going to add myself another curve, another Bezier. I'm just going to name things up here because it's going to get quite confusing. So I'm going to call this coat, and I'm going to call this coat curve. It's going to G and then exit across to here, out the way. I need to rotate it along the X by 90 degrees so it's stood upright, just so I can get a good bear on what's happening. Right, now I'm going to apply this to this. So over here in data, I'm going to go into geometry, object, and curve. And what we get is this sort of weird pattern going on at the moment, and that's because it's following this. So as you can see, if I press 1, you've got this perfect curvature here being repeated all the way along, and it creates this very strange disc. Now, how I'm going to fix that now is by getting hold of my curve, going into tab, and I'm just going to G and then Z, and you start to see that it kind of moves upwards. I'm also going to scale this in a bit, tighten it up, rotate it, and what I've actually got at the moment is a 10. I'm just using like G and X. I'm not moving things by freehand, because if I move things by freehand, there's a risk that I'm going to move the Bezier down the Y. It won't affect this, but what it will do is it'll kind of make things just more difficult later on to follow if I've been moving things within the Y. Okay, E to extrude this up a bit. And then what I can start doing is start creating the kind of body of it. And depending on how I want this to be, I kind of just got to play around with my curvature. A lot of this is going to be about really just controlling these. You can make anything doing this. If you want to make yourself like a little egg timer or something, you know, it's what I actually like to do. Strangely enough, I like to play around with this and see what patterns and shapes I can create. As you can see, I'm starting to get this flowing shape now with a big fan at the bottom, tightening in around the waist area and moving up to the shoulders. Now, one of the slight problems with this is it's very difficult to do the arms following this pattern, and you need to kind of do that later on. So this is basically going to be an armless coat for now. Okay, again though, let's keep going, and then I can even kind of pull this inwards to start creating more of a collar area. As you can see, this is obviously too oddly wide at the shoulders, so I can again just kind of play around with it. Again, it's about controlling what I do, where I place things. Now, if I need to, I can even, and as you can you see, because I've not been controlling things very well sometimes, everything's kind of gone off. Let's have a look. 0, there, SY and 0, and that snaps everything back along the y-axis. If you ever make a mistake and end up over here with some of them, just select it all, scale with S, press Y to control the Y, and press 0 on your numpad, and it'll snap everything back to there. Okay. This is why it's a good idea to really control things using your keypad. You can even make a little collar here if you need to. It's not the best collar in the world, but you know what? It kind of adds to the curvature. Just be mindful though, a Bezier is like a shaped Bezier is a plane, so technically the underside of it doesn't exist. But it's why I'm leaving a bit of space so I can thicken it a bit later on. But yeah, for now I've got this kind of pattern going on. Okay, now what I can do from there is I can go back into object mode and select my curve again, and I can start thinking, go into edit mode, about whether or not the shape makes sense. By that I mean, like, do I need to start kind of pulling things inwards? If I move this out a little bit and then scale them together. Now, at the moment, there's like big gaps here, there's big, inconsistencies, but that is fixable later on for me. Um, it's not an easy fix, I have to admit, but it's worth looking into. So just kind of think about how you're doing things. You can even start to kind of, if you need to, you can kind of affect one or the other. Now you're probably thinking at this saying, well, that's great and all, but how am I supposed to kind of shape this? So maybe the collar's higher at the back or lower at the front. How do I kind of add like little details? At this stage, we're just purely interested in creating the outline, and we can deal with other things later on. But what you can do is, if you just kind of play around and make sure that all your shaping, all your features are okay, it's kind of where you want it to be as far as basic styling is concerned. Okay, I still think really though, no, that didn't work. Could probably do with closing this coat up a bit. So if I extrude along the X, pull that in a bit. This is the problem I've got now. You can see it starts to very much fold over. It's probably not the best way to do this at the moment, actually. If I move it along the Y a little bit, scale it in a bit more. I just want everything to be closer up, particularly up here. Okay, again, if you're finding like weird little creases in places, just remember, close crease, because that's how it is. You're getting a big, long, flat piece of cloth and you're folding it into each other as you go along. So that's what happens. Okay, so this is like what you might call the basic structure now, and this is the core shape that I wanted to go for. And I'm going to leave it at that now, ready for the next video when I go into actually giving it more shape and refinement. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video.